Good day and welcome back to the Lekker podcast. Um, if you're a returning viewer and you've watched my episode 1, thank you so much for watching, and I'm so happy to have you back and joining me on this podcast episode 2. If you're a new viewer, welcome. I hope you all have something to drink, something nice to drink, and maybe something delicious to eat while you're enjoying and myself on this journey and during this episode. So today I brought along a cup of coffee and very nice. I like to have my coffee with no sugar, and so this is really delicious, or lekker. And I also brought with me a typical South African dessert. This is called milk tart. It is made with a sweet pastry crust, and then normally the filling is then made with a custard-like filling with milk and eggs and sugar, and you get different variants, if I can use that word. That's probably not a good word to use in these times, but you get different versions, maybe that's the correct word, of a milk tart. You get a home-baked or a baked version, a fridge version. This one is a fridge version, and it's really lovely. So it's also given to you with cinnamon on top, and it's just the best dessert to have. Yep, it is really lekker, very nice. All right, so that's what I brought with me today while we're going to sit and chat and talk about crafty things like crochet and knit. All right, so if you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram as Made by Aline. You will also find me as Made by Aline on Facebook, and then on Ravelry as Lady Aline. That is where you can get hold of me. Right, so I'm here in central South Africa, Free State Province, in Bloemfontein. It's the town here in Free State, or one of the towns rather. It's not the only town, obviously. But yes, so it's really cold now. Winter has shown up. This morning when we woke up, it was -4 degrees Celsius, and it's winter now, so it's really cold, really cold. So what am I wearing? I recently finished this, not in the last 2 weeks since we last chatted, but this is the Erin Cocoon Shrug by Divine Debris. Let me quickly stand up and show you. I made this with all the acrylic yarn in my stash. I wanted to really significantly made a big bang into my acrylic stash. And so what I did was I crocheted 2 yarns together. I love to do that because you can really play with color and make beautiful things unexpectedly, even if you don't really think about what you put together. For me, it always just turns out beautifully. So, yeah, I can't even remember with what hook size I used this for. I think it was a 5.5 or a 6 millimeter. But yeah, it's just a nice item to have in my cupboard at home. You know, to just wrap myself in it and be cozy, all cozy and warm. Alright, so that is what I'm wearing. All the projects that I will be talking about today will be in the description box below, with all the projects pages on my Ravelry page. So if you're looking for anything, it will be there. Right, so let's talk about finished objects. I have 2 finished objects. The last time I showed you half a finished object. And yes, I'm so proud of myself for completing my real first pair of socks. You will remember the last episode that I talked about exercising or practicing on DK yarn. And this is yarn from Estereza. Let me show you. So there where the stitch marker is the last time where we spoke. So I had one sock finished and I was up until that point. This is cuff down socks. The yarn is from Estereza Yarn Creations. I believe this is in their majestic colorway. And the pattern is from the Crazy Sock Lady Designs. It's the vanilla pattern on magic loop. I used a 2.25 millimeter needle from Addy, premium lace, and an 80 centimeter cord. And I realized on my first pair, which is this one, my heel flap, it's a slip stitch heel flap, is quite tight. And so I realized that I need to soften up, which I did. So I softened up a bit. Okay, now I showed you actually my second sock. But yes, I softened up on my second sock on the heel flap. And I spoke to Teresa from Estereza Yarn Creations. And she also gave me the advice to maybe use a slight bigger needle for the heel flap, which I'll really, if you hear that noise, that is our cat, Katie. She is now trying to see what we're doing here. Anyway, so I will probably do that. I need to buy more needles. I honestly don't have a lot of knitting needles, so I need to acquire some more. So we'll talk about that probably in future episodes. And I remember when I started using the new sock, this yarn base is the Clio yarn base, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And I contacted Estereza Yarn Creations and I was like, shoot, do I need maybe another, like a mini skein to do the sock and toe, the toes and the cuff and the heel? And because I didn't really know how much would I use. And so they said, no, it will really be enough. And it was, obviously. So I have 29 grams left of this yarn. Let me show you the label. So it is the Clio sock set. I didn't buy this, bought this from them directly. At the time I bought it at our local yarn shop. Yes, but it was really a dream to knit with. It was lovely to knit with. So I'm so chuffed that I have some left, because I'm already thinking about what will I do with these in scrappy projects maybe. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Alright, so that's my first finished object. Then my second finished object didn't even feature as a WIP, as a work in progress in the previous episode. This is a beanie I crocheted using acrylic yarn from Charity. I don't have the label with me now. But this yarn was in my stash for quite a long time. Oh, I actually do have the label. I came prepared, I didn't even know. There you go. The label has been worn out, as you can see. This beanie, I love this beanie pattern. It's my go-to pattern when I make beanies. It's from Tina. Everybody that mosaic crochets know Tina very well. And when you have a look at this beanie, it almost looks like a knitted beanie, but it's crocheted. And it is it's a 2-row repeat, and Sure, it's so meditating to do this pattern. I love to do this pattern. I will talk about it some more in this episode. Yeah, so I crocheted this beanie. Somebody asked me beginning of last year, provided me with this yarn, and I haven't gotten around to do it. So at last, I've done that. That is how the yarn looks like, rolled up in a ball. It's really nice. I think it's nice winter colors. And I hope this person will enjoy the beanie. I don't really make stuff or on request for people because I'm so scared that I have to make things that I don't really like. Maybe that sounds selfish, but I want to make things that I want to make and I want to be challenged. And normally I fall in love with the things I make and then I keep it all to myself. Alright, so that is the 2 finished objects I have. So I have 4 whips, 4 work in progress. So let me show you that now Katie wants to be in on the action. Right, so the first one is the Thule blanket for my husband, which I started May. And here is Katie. She just wants to be loved and patted. She probably wants to have some heat, so she wants to get on my lap, I think. Anyway, what was the last time we spoke? All right, here I have it. So, Katie, oh, it grabbed the yarn now. How did this happen? So this is Katie. We've got 3 cats. We've got 2 female cats, 2 gingers, and 1 grey and black cat. Katie and her brother, we rescued them in Cape Town while we were still staying there. And yeah, so she loves to be with us. All of them actually does, and to get a lot of heat from our bodies. So now she would want to come and sit with us. Okay, go off. Bye. Alright, so this was the last time we spoke. When I was, oh my goodness, Katie, come. No, I'm lying to you. This is not the last time. This is the last. So I haven't really got very far with this one because I had other things that needed to be done. Or needs to be done. I think we did talk about it in the last episode, so you will see that also now. But yeah, so this blanket unfortunately didn't got a lot of love. It is a pattern from, it's mosaic crochet. I crocheted with 3.75 millimeters. I use cotton, which in future I would probably not make a big blanket like this in cotton because it's heavy. So I'm using Raisa yarn. And it's the pattern from Tina, the Thule pattern. And here Katie is once again. You see, it's so cold and she's looking for body heat. So now she desperately wants to be on my lap. Oh, en jy kan nie. Kom, af. That's hy. Alright, so that's my first whip. Then my second whip is another Tina pattern. Yeah, I really love her designs. And as I told you, you will see it once again. It is a beanie. So it's coming, this project is staying in the float tote bag from Knitty Natty. This is the 2 skein mini float tote bag. And then I'm busy with a beanie for my daughter. You will see this will be the ribbing. And you can see cat hair on there because I'm a cat lover. Our family loves cats. We have cat hair all over the place. Right, I'm using bamboo yarn. So this is the bamboo yarn I'm using. I rolled it into a ball from Blue Label Crafts and Yarns, I think. Yes, that is the label. It's a 4-ply yarn. And I'm pairing it up with, that's how I love to do my beanies actually. Or this specific pattern beanies. You can see it's in the cup. What does he call it? Nitty Natty calls this the small bucket. So I'm using Moya's shimmer. It's a 50% bamboo, 50% cotton. It's also a 4-ply yarn. I love working with this yarn as well. The bamboo cotton mixes are my favorite yarn to work with or to crochet with. So the mix with the bamboo plus the bamboo cotton mix is just so soft to work with. So yeah, like I said, it's one of my favorite patterns. I love to work with that. And I love to do this beanie because, like I previously said, it's really meditative. And I like to have one on my hook all the time, so that when I need to drive somewhere, or my husband drives actually and I'm in the car, it's something that I can just quickly grab and just crochet on the way. Right, so that is my second whip. My third whip, so I mentioned last time we spoke that I'm gonna obtain a proper project bags. Not that my float totes are not proper, not at all. It's just for the projects that's in this bag. When you're knitting socks, my needles stick out of my float tote bags, and it was a bit of concern to me because I don't want my needles to get scratched or anything like that. So this bag I bought at Estereza Yarn Creations from their website. And I just love coffee, so this is just perfect. And then I started a new sock. If you are a Crazy Sock Lady fan, if I can use that word, or you follow her on YouTube, you would know that she has the Summer Sock Camp running currently. So Summer Sock Camp 2021 is running from the 1st of June up until end of July. She has also dropped new tutorials on YouTube. I think it's Higher Flyers. I cannot now remember exactly. But so everybody knits socks together. There's a Ravelry thread on her page, on her Ravelry page. So it's a lot of interaction with people. It's really nice. So this is my Summer Sock Camp socks. And I'm knitting this with my Addy needles, 2.25, magic loop. So this will be a vanilla sock on magic loop from Crazy Sock Lady Designs. And I'm using Estereza yarn for this. I've shown you her label before. It's again a Clio base, yarn base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And isn't this just so pretty? It's so pretty, I love it. So this socks I'm going to make for my husband. And I casted on 72 stitches for his foot size. And I did all the measurements the other night to have his foot, to know exactly what I need for the leg, for the foot length, etc., etc., and how the toe size, or not the toe size, where I need to stop to start the toes on this sock. So you'll see I have done a one by one ribbing for the rib. And then I started knitting. So it's 20 rows for the ribbing, I've already done more than almost 20 rows for the leg. I should probably go another 30 rows for the leg part. The stitch markers on here, the bulb stitch marker is from Knotty Habit. I bought this online. Let me show you the package. Yes, so it's really lovely to work with, especially on socks, those light bulb stitch markers. All right, and then the last whip I have, let me maybe just quickly take a sip of my coffee, which probably is almost now cold. And Katie is sitting and purring and looking at me. All right. I will have another bite later of the milk tart. All right. So before I get to, sorry about that noise. Before I get to my last whip, I want to share a story with you all. Come. 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 This side. Okay, Lena mooi stil. Come. All right, so I have designed a pattern last year, September month. And then I did a small test, a big test, or not a big test blanket, but like a baby or lapcan size test blanket. I wrote the pattern. Everything is basically done. I just need some more photos. And I need to film tutorials. And I already sent out the pattern for testing, which I already have testers that crochet the pattern. I got some lovely feedback. I have amazing testers. And then I started my second test blanket in January. And as I was about to start, or I already started, a few rows in, my parents got sick with COVID. And end of January, both of them was put on ventilators. And then my dad, unfortunately and very sadly, passed away in February. My mom was still on the ventilator. But just before that, I bought 2 kits, which I will show you just now. And I'm so happy to report that my mom came off the ventilator after 75 days. That is really a miracle, and we are so blessed and grateful for her life that was saved. She unfortunately had some complications she suffered during that whole hospitalization. Almost, it's 100 days really. And now it's the other cat that wants to come also see what's going on. Anyway, so mom came out of hospital after about 100 days. And but now she's in the rehabilitation clinic she needs to be there for 2 months straight. So we had to start from she had to teach or learn how to use her tongue, even to speak and to eat, how to use all her muscles again, because everything weaned away while she was on the ventilator. So she would probably get off the not off the ventilator, she would probably get out of the rehabilitation clinic really soon. And then I will go visit her. I'm so excited to see her, because the last time I saw her was while she was still in ICU, off the ventilator a few times. And so I'm so excited to go and visit her. She stays in Cape Town. My sister is also there. And I will be going there when she gets out to help her settle in and just spend some much needed time with mom. So during January, I bought 2 kits from Moya, from their online website, which is called Afrique Yarn. And if you haven't checked that out, please go and do so, because they have lovely yarns and lovely, lovely kits. So I bought the 2 kits with the intention of making a blanket for my mom and a blanket for my dad. And while mom was still on the ventilator, I started this one, because then dad unfortunately passed away already. I just couldn't start up his blanket, but I started my mom's blanket, and I finished it a while ago, and I'm going to take it to her when I go and visit. So I cannot wait to give this to her. So they've got 2 kits on the website, the Raw Rustic Blues, I think, and Summertime, I think is this kit's name. And the pattern design is from Raw Rustic. You will find her on Instagram. And let me show you maybe the Raw Rustic Blues kit. So yes, so I'm gonna take this to mom. I cannot wait. I'm so excited, and I love making this blanket. I love making this. It's really a very This is Pepper, our other female cat. Pepper. Yeah, sorry about that. They will be featuring here all the time. Anyway, so this is a lovely, lovely, lovely pattern to crochet, really. If you are facing difficult situations, not only if you face difficult situations, but it's a no-brainer, no thinking, just crochet, sit back and relax type of pattern. It is, and the yarn is exquisite, really. So let me show you the yarn. This is also my pattern. The pattern's name is Heritage, but that will be talked about more in future episodes. Alright, so I'm going to show you two in the bag. I didn't now take it out, but this is the yarn for the kit of they call it the waiting blanket. So it's the waiting blanket using this kit, and the pattern is from Raw Rustic. So let me show you this. So each yarn ball will be a block on the blanket, and then it's comprised of caries, cotton caries. It's quite thick cotton, but very smooth. Then a DK cotton, and then on the outside it is bamboo shimmer. No, is it bamboo shimmer? But the shimmer yarn, which is comprised of 50% cotton and 50% bamboo. And sure, if you don't know what to give to somebody and you want to enjoy a project, this is an amazing project to do. I did deviate a bit from the pattern on this blanket. So one of my favorite stitches are the moss stitch, so I utilized that. But other than that, it is basically the same as Raw Rustic's pattern. So please have a look on their website. It is, when you buy the kit, you also get the pattern together with the yarn. So it's a lovely buy. Alright, so I just wanted to discuss that with you. So the reason why my pattern was, my heritage pattern was about to be rolled out, or to be, to go onto Ravelry about in April month. And then with everything going on in our family with COVID, it was just not possible. So now I have to really push, finish my second test blanket, film the tutorials, and complete everything so that it can be done, so that we can start the patterns, or people crocheting the pattern, which I hope people will enjoy. So let me show you my second, my last whip, which is my second testing blanket. Alright, so I'm using nurturing fibers, but I will talk about that just now. Here is how far I came with with the pattern. I just love the color blocks, really, I really do. It makes me so excited. I'm using Nurturing Fibers. Yes, Nurturing Fibers. Eco Fusion yarns. This is also a bamboo and cotton mix, 50% bamboo, 50% cotton. I'm using 3.75 millimeters needle or hook size. And yeah, so part of my tutorials will be how to do color work in mosaic crochet. And I still have to do the second repeat of this, and then another half repeat, and then I need to do the border. So since we last spoke, this was the last time, I think. Yes, we've been here where the progress keeper is. And I think I did well for the last 2 weeks, I think. I was away for work this week to Pretoria, and in the evenings, this is what I did. I knitted a bit, but I crocheted like crazy, trying to just have some progress on this heritage pattern. Right, so that is all the whips, the 4 whips. Then let me show you what I bought recently. Hi. My sister stays in Brackenfell, Cape Town, and during my time that I was in Cape Town with my parents in hospital and so forth, I stumbled upon a shop there, Knatter in Brackenfell. It's such a funny name to me, but anyway. So she bought me some more crochet hooks. I love to have a 4mm hook. It's one of the hook sizes I use the most, and then I use it on different projects and I get frustrated. So I ordered some more from her. So I love to use the Knit Pro Waves. And then she also got me some more bamboo yarn from Blue Label Yarns. This yarn is lovely to work with. Let me show you. If you are a person that gets frustrated with yarn that splits, this yarn will not be for you. It really does easily split when you work with it. But I think that's one of the reasons why it is really so soft and subtle when you are working up a project. This is my favorite color. I'm going to make myself a beanie with this one. I just still need to decide on what color I will match it up with to make myself a beanie. But I mean, the colors are just beautiful. I love this color. This is a firm favorite. I've made a beanie for my mom. She basically lost all her hair, and so we need to keep her head warm. COVID has that type of after effects, I believe. And then I love this yarn as well. Isn't this just pretty? And there's a cat hair featuring very nicely. Alright, so this is the yarns that I bought. And then, oh my goodness, in the last episode, I told you about a pattern I bought from Mariana Miller, and I was going back and forth, trying to look for yarns that I'm going to love, or color schemes. I was making like collages on my phone with all the color options, and I was going crazy. And I contacted Esteriza Yarn Creations, and they assisted me so much. I'm so grateful, and they're amazing. So they brought all these yarns the one day, not to my home. We have a local market, so we meet it up there, and I had to look through all those yarns. Oh my goodness. I thought it would be difficult. It was difficult already to make the collages and looking at colors, But having all that yarn, that beautiful yarn there, oh my goodness, that was difficult. But nonetheless, after probably an hour, I made a decision. So let me show you. So this yarn will be used in that shawl. I cannot wait. So it's from Estereza Yarn Creations. It's the Virgo base. It's made of 100% superwash merino. It's a 2-ply sock weight yarn. 100 grams, 300 millimeters, 300 meters. And I mean, oh my goodness, this is just so pretty. And look at this one. Oh, I just love the colors. So the idea is that after this podcast, I am going to cake this up. I cannot wait. It will probably go better. My first yarn that I bought from them, for the socks that I made, I don't have a Swift, and I was asking my daughter to keep her hands like this, and then trying to ball it up, and wind it into a ball. It was a total mess, and then halfway through, somehow, I don't know what happened, but the yarn was just a mess. And it took me probably 5 hours to untangle everything and wind it into a ball. So, with the second yarn, the second ball, the second sock that I started, I placed the yarn neatly on the bed and trying to just wind it slowly. But Estereza told me to put it on the back of a chair. So I think that will work quite nice. So that will be what I will be doing after this. I will be caking up these 3 skeins. I really can't wait to start on that shawl. Yeah, so that is what I bought. And then another thing I bought was another project bag. This is smaller than the one I've already shown you, also from Estereza Yarn Creations. I also got this online from them. And then the Small Notions bag. It is so pretty. All right, so that is what was falling into my bag this week, or the past 2 weeks actually. Yeah, so sure, you will probably see a whip, an extra whip in the next episode, which will be the shawl. I don't think I will be able to film another episode quite soon, as I will be heading to Cape Town, and I will be staying with Mom for 2 weeks. So when I return, then I will make another episode. So it will be quite some time. I will probably have some finished objects. Hopefully I'm done with my blanket. The Thule blanket will probably have much more progress. So so it will be a few weeks before I will be able to talk to you again. All right, so that is all from my side. I would love to know if you have the same problem that I'm having, because I have a lot of projects or patterns in my queue on Ravelry, and I want to know, do you follow your queue on Ravelry? Because I don't. And I'm just thinking I'm wondering how many people are actually following the queue of your projects that you intend to make. because I don't. Yeah. So please tell me if you do follow your cue on Ravelry. I would really enjoy to hear what you're saying about that. Anyway, so it will be then, I will see you soon. I hope that you all stay warm if you're on the southern side of the earth. If you're on the north, enjoy your spring and summer. Thank you for giving me some time to spend with you. I really, really appreciate it. And have a blessed few weeks and day ahead. Bye. Lekker.